I grew up in a small southern Ontario town in an Anglican family. We went to church. We weren't wealthy, but I felt rich. I had parents that loved us. I had two older brothers. My eldest brother was 5 years older and my idol. I did figure skating. I was a happy kid. And during my teen years, my father's alcoholism was troublesome. It was like I had this theory. I loved my father in the morning when he went off to work in a suit. And when he came home, I didn't love him so much. By the time I went away to university, I was just glad to get away. I always found drinking a wonderful way of being socially comfortable. It relaxed me. I'm a very anxious person. Went through university. Then I worked in the wine business for the next 18 years. And I learned a lot about the culture, but I started to really enjoy alcohol. I was drinking something every day. When I was 25, my mother died of cancer. So my father was drinking a lot and pretty out of control. It was hard to have that relationship on top of everything else going on. And it was sort of a generally painful time. I was having relationship issues, and everything in my life was extremely stressful. So alcohol was a tool in my life at this point. I was using alcohol as a way to avoid eating. I was using alcohol as a way to come down from my day. And I was also using alcohol as a tool for managing my romantic relationships. I have alcoholism in my blood, my DNA. I never really came to terms with the fact that I was alcoholic until I had to go away on a trip with my boss, and I got drunk before I even got in the limousine to go to the airport. I almost got fired. I mean, as you can imagine, all this going on, I'm feeling like a really lousy person. If I look back into that period of time, I'm not only massively depressed, I'm scared, and it's just I have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do. I didn't know that anybody would help me. I didn't know who could help me. And you'd think, oh, go to your doctor, but I didn't even have a good doctor. I go home that Christmas to my father's house, and I say to him, Dad, I'm going to lose my job. The only way I could think to save myself was to say I was going to treatment. My father and I looked up online, and we found a guy running a group that turned out to be not a good experience. I don't get offered any medication for the alcoholism. Things progress. And of course, I go right back into an industry that is toxic. And my health deteriorates. My weight drops. My drinking goes up. I had a seizure. I'm falling. And then I have a concussion where I fall in the bathroom and crack my head open. So at this point, I can't work anymore. I kept ending up at the hospital. The doctor said, I'm going to send you to the substance abuse department. I got this doctor, and she started day one, okay, let's try this. Starting, why don't you come to the detox for 24 hours? Sure. And then you could go to this program. And I said, sure. And I would try that program. I don't think anyone will know what works until they try. And this last place that I went to, something switched, and something in me that said, there's this life that I don't want to lose, and I'm going to lose it. I knew I was going to lose it if things continued. And so the program let me visit this psychiatrist who she knew I was in the wine business. And she said, I know people are calling to find if you want to come back to the wine business to work for them. And you need to promise me, Heather, you will never, ever go back to that business. And then she said, it's going to be like this. And she had a chalkboard on the wall. And she drew circles on the wall, 3. This is your brain currently going down this path. And this is your brain in the middle. And then this is your brain where you need to go. Every single day from that day, I started to go down the other fork. There was a very strong part of me that wanted to go down the drinking fork. I didn't. I kept going down the other fork. And I kept thinking about her drawing. And one day, it just became natural. The drinking path is so overrun with foliage, I wouldn't even be able to see the path anymore. I think there's the right help out there for everybody. You never know what's around the corner. You don't know. But if you stop trying, there won't be another corner. Life without alcohol and finding joy and not having stress and the shame. Living without shame. Liking myself is so much easier. And relationship with my father is beautiful despite him aging. And all of that brings me great joy because none of that existed before.